Okay, so here's the deal, folks. My audio for this video got scrambled pretty terribly, so parts of me farming were put over parts of me doing things with something that had absolutely nothing to do with farming, and I don't know why it happened. It just did, and I haven't been able to get the video to be synced with the audio anymore, and that's the only time I've ever had this problem. So whatever it is, I basically had to erase the audio and put new audio over, which is what I'm doing right now, and there will be music soon too. So yeah, this was my quest to find a swamp because I really needed some leads in order to, get around with my horse without losing my horse, because I can't take my horse across water without a lead. So, yeah, in order to make this trip, I needed to get the leads first, so yeah, I couldn't even bring Miss Spiria with me. So, that's what happened, unfortunately, and the other unfortunate thing, too, is that I had recorded this whole video, finished it, it sounded great, uploaded it to YouTube, and then I found these terrible audio problems after I had uploaded it, and this was a video that took 12 hours to upload for some very bizarre reason. So, yeah, but in any case, music is going to start playing soon, and I will see you guys once we find the swamp. So over there is the island where I came from that had all of those, really nice looking taiga and mountainous areas, and this is the swamp finally. So we found it, and yay, happy days. But In any case, I decided at this point that I was going to really wait around and let some slime spawn and kind of camp out on a bunch of trees and hope that I don't die because dying all the way out here would be really horrible, and I definitely would not come out here to retrieve anything that's non-tool weapon or armor because forget it, you know. So after this, I'm actually going to go into me fighting the slimes, and yeah, that's going to be a blast. So see you guys in a moment. So for some reason I thought it was a good idea to put down torches because, you know, I don't want slimes to spawn apparently. I think my original reasoning was because I wanted you guys to be able to see what I was doing while I was doing it. So, yeah, and for me to be able to see too. But, yeah, sometimes my logic in this game even confuses me. But anyway, so yeah, that was the first slime, and this was the second slime. And this was an unfortunate experience. I never saw that creeper. I never heard him coming or anything, which you kind of can't really hear the creeper coming, but it was just like, whoa, there's a creeper behind me. And that was my attempt at getting a crit hit, which I didn't get. Sometimes I can do those critical hits really good, and other times I can't. Oh, and this is the Enderman who I decided, oh yeah, I'll chase down the Enderman, and it was like, nope, no Enderman, but hey, here's a skeleton that I can kill. And hey, here's a chicken that I can kill too. So then I just went, you know, crazy on the chickens. And I decided I had to kill all the chickens, and the creepers decided they had to kill me. So I was like, nope, not dying. And so I decided to test out my bow skills, and I'm actually very proud of myself because I used to be really horrible with the bow in this game, and I've actually gotten much better. And yes, I just one-shot a creeper with a power 2 bow in normal mode, which is apparently not easy to do. And I just decided that I needed to kill more chickens, and I was like, oh, a spider, yay. I need your string to make leads. And there was another creeper. And suddenly, like, my skills with the bow, like, went downhill dramatically. I think I was panicking, too. It's like, no, I am not dying here. And I felt embarrassed, and I knew the chicken saw me, so the chicken had to die. So, yeah. I don't know why I'm so mean to chickens in this game, but I am. But at this point I decided to go to sleep, and in the next cut we will be back home, which is a very lovely thing to be back home. So see you in a bit. I was so exhausted at this point with all of that running around and getting things that I needed something relaxing to do, and I decided that farming my sugarcane was going to be something relaxing. And it's kind of funny because when I recorded this originally, like some of the original audio was there, and I said weed instead of lead, and I felt kind of bad. And given what sugarcane looks like in this texture pack, that there was a connotation there that I really needed to get rid of. So, yeah. So at this point I was just kind of dorking around with my inventory and trying to organize myself and all that good stuff, and I'm not actually sure what I was doing right now. Oh, this is what I was doing right now. I was making these. So, finally, leads. We have leads. We can actually take things places. And poor me and my inventory, too. Did I decide to make books at this point? I think I did. Well, I decided to do something at this point. Yeah, this is when I decided to make some books. So, yeah. And I think I recorded this when I was really tired too, which I think is part of why I had to keep going in and out of my chest constantly, like, where is everything? I know I've got stuff. And so that was my torment. Oh. Oh, this is what I did. Okay, I was trying to remember what it was I did. This is what I did. So... yeah. And... see, there's not really much for me to say right now because I'm making arrows. It's like, look, see me? I'm making arrows. And yeah, that's about it. So then I just cooked chicken. And then I looked at my chest thinking that like I was magically gonna know what was in them. And then I ran out here. And what did I do out here? Oh, I think this is the part where I actually grabbed Vesperia and I'm like, come on. Time to get you out of the cow pen. I was so afraid that I was going to accidentally kill her while she was in there, and I was not going to have it. So there we go. And that lead will probably be used for something else in the future. I'm not sure what. But being as this is just me, you know, dorking around with inventory and everything, I need to point out that I decided to start recording commentary over video that I haven't recorded with any commentary as I was recording the gameplay, because it got to the point where I was really worried about losing audio again, and I wasn't in the mood for that, because for me to have to go back, re-record audio high spike, and then re-upload a video is really frustrating and not worth it. So actually at this point I decided to go fishing, because fishing is a very relaxing process for me in this game, and I actually enjoy it a lot. And I think Spike agrees. Spike likes fish a lot, especially tuna. So that's what I went over to do. And it's really not that exciting, but I think what I might do is actually fast forward through it or just put on some music while I'm fishing, because I think you guys will probably enjoy listening to some music while I fish. I mean, I would enjoy listening to music while I fish, so I will do that, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.
I know for me, one of the things that changed my thinking about time very much was the electronic music. The electronic music. The electronic music.
believe it or not, fishing didn't actually take me that long, which is good, but it took a little bit of time. So in any case, yeah, and I got really tired of trying, and I got 15 of the raw fish, which I know is enough to tame some ocelots, so I decided at this point that I was going to come back home and do other things. So in any case, I will see you guys shortly. So this is the part where I decided to make my pumpkin farm, and this is actually a really simple thing. It just took a really long time, which is why I sped it up for exactly this purpose. But yeah, so this was my pumpkin farm, and I wanted you guys to see it just so that you could see how it's done, even though it's really not that impressive of a thing. So yeah, that's what I did. And so, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I quite like doing these things. But in any case, the next part, which you'll see in a moment, is me getting everything organized, because I decided that we were going to go out and we were going to get a cat and we were going to get a donkey. And I'm not sure why I brought the name tag with me. I think I actually might be putting the name tag back. Oh, I brought the name tag because the cat needed to be named after I tamed the cat. So in any case, what I did here was I actually grabbed a Vesperia, and I'm like, yay, we're gonna go on an adventure, and please don't ruin my pumpkin farm. So yep, got my leads, got everything, and then I needed to figure out how to get around the fence, you know, and remember where the jungle is. And that actually took me a little while to figure that out, so, because I am going the wrong way. And so let's see, do I keep going into the... oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to go to that double dungeon because there were a couple of chests that I actually forgot to get when I was down in there. So that's actually where I am headed. And what do you guys see the way that I am in this double dungeon? This is actually pretty hilarious, or at least I think so anyways. And an example of how difficult it is to get a horse out of a hole. So this is me back at the dungeon, and I think this is the point at which all of the audio got severely messed up. So I came over here and I grabbed all of this and I was like, yay! And then I grabbed all of this and I was like, yay! So, and I grabbed the gold horse armor because I thought you could put that on a donkey. You can't actually put that on a donkey, which is very upsetting. So then I hopped back on Vesperia, and I'm like, alright, let's get out of here without dying. And we actually could not jump out of here. So then I was like, okay, I'll build my way out. And it's really difficult to do this, and this isn't the first time that I've gotten a horse stuck in an area like this, but I really could not get out of here. And it was really upsetting. So, yeah. And I actually had some pretty funny audio with this too, and I remember myself recording it and how irritated I was by what had happened, and then I finally figured this out, you know, and it would have made life so much easier. So... and I didn't even have to bring the horse out here. I could have, like, just ran out here, but it's technically safer to come back and forth on a horse sometimes because you're faster and you can get away from mobs better. So, that's what my logic was. And, yeah. I don't think I actually went after any mobs at this point. I don't think I was that foolish. No, definitely not. So, what did I do here? I think I just, leashed up Vesperia and called it a day. I keep wanting to call her Vesperia, but it's actually Vesperia, and it's kind of funny that I came up with her name and I keep messing her name up. Oh, and if you see that toggle downfall, while I was making the pumpkin farm, I was also trying to figure out what was going on because everything was so dark. So, what was I doing here? I don't know what I was trying to do. I think I just hit the wrong button or something, but at this point now we're actually going out to the jungle, I believe. And I had to figure out where everything is because it's only like episode 7 and I don't know the map as well as I used to. So, yeah, I started running out this way, and so that's what we went to do. So, I will see you guys when we get to the jungle. So the way that you tame an ocelot is you get fish and you chase the ocelot around. No, you don't chase the ocelot around. You basically wait for the ocelot to come to you. But you kind of are chasing them around a little bit. And the lag while I was doing this was really terrible. It was really hard for me to see around this area in the whole 9 yards. So I was like running around and I couldn't see. So at some point I actually decided to try and change my texture pack back to default just so that I could see what I was doing. And that's where all of the problems happened. So, yeah, I spent quite a bit of time chasing this little ocelot around. And eventually I did tame the ocelot, but it took a while. And it was making me nervous too. You know, with it being nighttime and whatnot, so I actually did set the time to day. Like, I wholeheartedly admit that, you know. And I think it's because I just wanted the cat so badly and I was not going to give that up. And that's actually the only time in this entire Let's Play that I have ever set the time to day. So, more chasing and more chasing. And it's like I was not going to give up on this ocelot. And yeah, so this is the part where I realized that taking these guys back 3 at a time was going to be very complicated, and they kept breaking their leads and it was really irritating, so I had to come up with a strategy. And I also updated to 1.8.4 because there was a serious security issue with 1.8.3. And that meant that I could not use Optifine and MC Patcher wasn't working at the time, so we lost the Conquest texture pack, and we don't get the Conquest texture pack until until episode maybe 25 or something like that, but it takes a long time for it to be updated to 1.8.4, which really frustrated me, but it is what it is. So yeah, basically the strategy that I came up with for this was that I was going to take back Mesperia and Archimedes, and then I was going to come back for the donkey. And I was actually going to build a fence, and I tied up the donkey to the fence, and then I came back for the donkey. And I felt so bad about doing that, but, you know, I wasn't going to forget the donkey. I mean, the donkey's important. So, you know, that's what happened. But one of the things that I tried to talk about in this part too was asking you guys to name the donkey, because the donkey is going to be the donkey for a long time until you give the donkey a name, because the donkey is not a nice name for the donkey. So, and I keep saying, you know, if you say donkey enough times, the word starts to sound really bizarre. So yeah, I want you guys to find out a name. And finally, we've got Archimedes, and Archimedes is adorable. So I'm going to go out that way, and when we come back, you guys will actually get to meet Archimedes in a much better situation than him just sitting there. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more.